Hi, period 7. So today you guys are going to go over how to combine like terms. So we should be on page 18 in our notebook. Okay, so I want to go over what it means to be a like term. So I want you to think of this example, right? Can you combine 2 apples and 3 apples, right? If I asked you that question, you would say yes, right? Because they're both apples. So altogether, you would have 5 apples. But what if I ask you to add these, right? 3 bananas plus 2 apples. You can't, okay? And the reason why is because they're different units. Bananas and apples are totally different. Up here, when we have 2 apples plus 3 apples, altogether you can get 5 apples. So I want you to notice that the unit, which is the variable here, is identical. And what are we actually adding? The coefficients, okay? So when you're combining like terms, the rule that you have to follow is you can only add and subtract like terms, okay? So here are some examples of like terms that you can add or subtract. Let's say 6xy, xy, negative 3xy. So those would be an example of all like terms. Now, the coefficients are different, yes, right? This has an imaginary 1. The coefficients are different, but notice they all have an xy, and that's what makes them like. Another example could be 6m squared. Negative 2m squared, right? They both have an m squared. They have to be identical. And one more example of like terms could be just regular numbers, integers, fractions with no variable. So unlike terms would look like this: 6xy, 7y. Those would not be like terms because this one has an xy and this one just has a y. Okay, another one could be 2ab squared and negative 3ab. So these are unlike terms because this one has a b squared and this one has just a b. Okay, they have to be identical. Another example of unlike terms could be negative 6x and 2. So see how the negative 6 has an x, but the 2 doesn't. So these are all unlike terms. And all of the unlike terms you cannot add or subtract. If I'm moving too fast, you can always pause the video so you can copy down all the notes. All right, so let's try an example. This is not on your foldable, so I really just want you to pay attention. So sometimes it's helpful if you box the like terms. So I'm going to box the negative 2x and the positive x because they both have an x. Now notice I didn't box just 2x and x. I also boxed the sign in front, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm going to do negative 2 plus 1. And negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1x. We don't have to put the 1, you can. And then what's left over? I combine like terms, what's left over? A positive 4v. And that's your answer. You can't add the v and the x's. Now, if you wrote your answer as 4v minus x, same thing. All right, so let's look at the next example. Again, this is not on your foldable. So I'm going to combine the negative 2x. Oh, wait, no, we just did that one. Sorry. Notice I boxed the like terms, right? They both have a y. So now I'm going to add or subtract the coefficients. So 8 minus 6 is 2. So 2y plus 2. And then this one, right, where are my like terms? I only have a 10 and a negative 6. So 10 minus 6 is 4. And then I have the positive 2x. Okay? or you can write it as 2x plus 4. All right, one last one before you guys try some. So when you look at this problem, hopefully you identify the distributive property. But we have to use the distributive property here twice, right? So I'm going to take the 4 and multiply by each term inside. So 4x minus 8. Now here, I'm going to distribute the positive 6 with this parentheses, right? Because it's 6 times that. So I get positive 6x minus 6. Okay? Now we're not done. Let's see if we can simplify by combining like terms. So you can box it. So we have 4x plus 6x. So 4 plus 6 is 10. And then I have negative 8 minus 6. Keep, change, change. What was that? Negative 14. And that's my answer. Okay, so here's what I would like you guys to do. These should be on your foldable. I would like you to pause the video right now and try them, and then put the video back on to check. Don't cheat. Okay, so hopefully you guys did these on your own. Let's go over them. So I have 2y minus 1y is 1y plus 6k. Can't combine them? That's your answer. Or 6k plus y. I have an x and a negative 4x. So 1 minus 4 is negative 3x. And then I have a 7y minus 10y. So 7 minus 10 is negative 3y. If you need to use a calculator, please use a calculator. 7 minus 10 is 7 plus negative 10. They're different signs, so you subtract and keep the sign of the larger. Okay, number 3. 1x plus 2x is 3x because they both have an x. Okay, number 4. Here are my like terms. 1 minus 8 is negative 7 plus 2x. Number 5. You can't add anything. They're all okay. Last one, you should have distributed the last two. You should have distributed the 3 just to this parenthesis. And then you distributed the plus 2 to just this parenthesis. Right, so plus 2y minus 16. Make it clean. You should only have one symbol here, not plus and negative. Okay, let's combine like terms. So 3y plus 2y are like. They both have a y. What's 3 plus 2? 5y. And then I have minus 9 minus 16. What is that? Was that negative 25? And we're done. All right, number 7. A little tricky. I'm not sure what you distributed, but you should have distributed the negative 3. Not the 3, it's a negative 3. This stays the same y, by the way. And you better not have subtracted 5 and 3 because what comes first? Multiplying, right? Distributive property is multiplying. Negative 3 by the parentheses. So this becomes negative 3y and plus 6. Make sure you check your work. 4y minus 3y is 1y. 5 plus 6 is 11. Okay, so again, if you need to go over and watch this video again, please do so. So the substitute should have given you classwork. Looks like this. I am going to collect whatever you get done at the end of the period. So make sure you're productive. Please make sure you glue this in on page 18. And if you do finish, hopefully you guys can get to IXL Y11. Please be productive. There's no homework. And have fun tonight and be careful.